So second graders, we're going to move on to our next lesson in chapter 11. And this lesson is on centimeters. Now if you look at this word at the beginning, cent, we know money has dollars and cents, but we don't want that kind of cent. And then the I says cent up, making that schwa sound. Centimeters and meters. So in this lesson, we're going to learn about the metric system. That's a different system that we have been talking about. What we have been talking about is the U.S. customary system. And now we're going to be doing the metric system. Okay? So our essential question is, how can I measure objects? So again, we're going to practice that throughout this lesson. I'm going to show you a video that goes, to start off, that goes with this lesson. And let me make sure it's at the beginning.
Explore centimeters. Some rulers have inches on one side and centimeters on the other side. We are going to measure length in centimeters. Do you have a ruler? If you do, look at it to see how many centimeters are on your ruler. Let's see how long this base 10 cube is in centimeters. Always line up the edge of the cube with 0. Then look at the other end of the base 10 cube. Which number is it closest to? It looks like the other end is closest to 1. So this base 10 cube is about 1 centimeter long. Now let's try and estimate the length of this craft stick in centimeters. Remember that the base 10 block we measured earlier was about 1 centimeter long. We can section this craft stick into parts about the size of a base 10 block. Let's try and estimate about how many parts there are. This is about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 centimeters. This craft stick is about 11 centimeters.
Tyson, eyes up here. Okay, now, please take out your rulers. Those of you that waited, thank you. Take out your rulers. And I want you to look at the inches side first. So we've been working on those for the last few days. So look at the inch side first. Put that up on top. Mason, that is not a ruler. Put it on my desk, please. Just put it on my desk. Okay, everybody look at the inches side. All right, now, remember, an inch is about the size of your knuckle on your thumb to the end of your thumb. Okay, now flip your ruler over to the other side, and this is the metric system. And now we're going to have centimeters instead of inches. Now put your thumb up there by your ruler on a centimeter. Is a centimeter going to be bigger or smaller than an inch?
Smaller.
What do you guys think?
Bigger.
Smaller. Yep, centimeters are smaller than inches. Okay? So if you look at your inch side, you have 12 inches in a foot. But if you look at your ruler for centimeters, how many centimeters are going across your ruler on top? Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you know. I hopefully should see everybody's hands. Charlotte, what do you think? 30, good job. 30 are going across the top. So in a foot, there are about 30 centimeters in a foot. Okay, that's like double your inches, right? Double the number. Okay, now just put your rulers, put your rulers down for a second on your desk. And put your hand to your left. And look up here.
Except if you're taking a drink.
And I want to show you something. Okay, I have two sticks here. Do they look the same?
No.
Okay, good, because sometimes kids think they are the same, but they're not. Now, we've been measuring with this stick the past few days. Who remembers the name of it? Raise your hand. Corla? It's a yardstick. Good job. It's a yardstick. And there are how many inches on our yardstick? Brooklyn?
24?
No, you're close though. What was it?
34?
You're even closer.
35?
Even closer.
36?
36. Good job. Now, Brooklyn says there's 36 inches. She's right. Now, here's the tricky question. How many feet is that? Kaden? 3 feet. Good job. 3 ruler sticks. Now, this is the customary system. Now, we're going to move on to the metric system. Look at these two. This is a yardstick. This is going to be called a meter stick. You guys say meter stick?
Meter stick.
Okay, look up at my meter stick. What do you notice about the two? Louis, what do you notice?
It's bigger.
It's taller, right? Bigger. Yep.
And
It is,
skinnier.
and it is skinnier.
It's skinnier.
Yep, this one's a little bit fatter. This one is skinnier. But this is a meter stick, and this is a yardstick. Ellie, did you notice something else? No? Okay, now I want you to tell you something on this meter stick. This meter stick has obviously more than 36 inches. It goes up to about 40. Okay? Now, on the other side, where we have our centimeters, Mason, since you're up here, can you tell your friends at the very top how many centimeters are there?
9.
Okay, now this one's a little different because guess what it's going by? It's going to go by 10, 20, 30, 40. Do you see those? 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Good job. So there, Mason saw that little 9 at the top, and he was right. It's kind of tricky because it's going by tens, but it's so small that they can't write 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. All those numbers would be so squished and so tiny that it'd be hard for you to see. So that's why they go by tens. So you're going to have to count by tens and then count by ones afterwards. Now we know at the end of our rulers and yardsticks, sometimes they don't have the last number because it gets cut off, right? So even though it's 99, right down here, we know the very end of it is
100.
100. Kinsley.
There's a different thing that those two are different. That one's thicker than that one.
Yeah, the thickness. Good observation. And this one's a little bit thinner, huh? Good observation on that one too. Okay. All right.
There's something else too.
What else, Mason?
Look at on this one. There's lines on both sides, on the top and bottom.
Oh. Okay, Mason noticed.
And there's only one on this one.
Good observation. Mason noticed. I know he's close and you guys can't really see this, but he's saying that when you measure on this one, the lines go both on the bottom and the top, where on this one, they're just at the top, right? They're just at the top. Yep. Good observation, Mason. Raylan,
The numbers are bigger and smaller.
on this one.
Most likely, I can't see, but
Right.
probably.
So Raylan's like, you guys at the back, like Brooklyn, Wyatt, Briley, Ellie, Raylan, can you see the numbers on this one?
Yeah.
Nah.
A little bit.
You can, but you can just count.
Miss Murphy, I can't.
You can?
I can't see the small ones or the
Okay.
big ones.
Now, definitely you cannot see these. These are way too small.
I can see.
Okay, now, Mrs. Murphy's going to write on the board a centimeter. So that's the smallest unit we can measure in. I mean, we can go smaller than centimeters, but for second grade, we're only going to worry about centimeters as the smallest unit, okay? Because then we'll round to the closest centimeter. Well, you would have to do like a centimeter and a half, or a centimeter and 3/4. You get into fractions, which is our next chapter that we're hoping to get to.
Fraction.
We're going to hopefully get to fractions before the end of school year. Now, who can tell Mrs. Murphy if I have 100 centimeters?
You just shove in your spit.
many meters is that? What is that equal to? If I have 100 centimeters, John, what does that equal to? If I have 100 of these, which Mason just showed us 100. If I have 100 centimeters, what do I have? What is this thing called? Can you guys help them out? What is this?
A meter stick.
Yep, a meter stick, or we just call it a meter. So it's equal to 1 meter. Okay? Now, we can go bigger, and I just want to briefly talk about that because I want you to be aware of it. In our U.S. system, we go inches, feet, yards, miles. In the metric system, they go centimeters, meters, and then they go to kilometers. And on the video today, it's a number rock video, I want us to watch it because they talk about kilometers. So I want you to maybe be watching and seeing like how many meters is it to a kilometer. And so if you go to another country like Canada, and you're driving your car in Canada, guess what? They're going to measure not in miles, but in
Kilometers.
And a kilometer and a mile are pretty similar, but they're a little different as to the exact length. Okay, so let's watch this video, and then we're going to get practicing measuring, okay? All right. Eyes up here. Can you put your rulers down, hands to your lap? John, do you have a quick question?
I thought kilometers were how fast you went.
You know what? You might be doing a kilometer maybe on your car or on your bike. I know in my truck, I can change it as I'm driving to kilometers. And I'll tell you this funny story. Because one day I was driving down the road and I was going 55, the speed limit. Maybe I was going a little bit faster. I think maybe I was on the interstate. I was on the interstate going 70. This is what I did. And then I changed my system in my truck to the metric system. And I said, hey girls, look, I'm going 100. Because I was going 100 kilometers in a minute. And they're like, Mom, slow down. I go, gotcha. I tricked them because I was only going 70 miles per hour. But in the metric system, I was going 100 miles per hour. So the metric system is going to be more because these are smaller. So I totally tricked them. And it looked like it because I changed it on my system on my truck, but then I changed it back and they're like, oh yeah, Mom, you were only going 70. So see if your mom and dad's vehicles can do that because they might be able to do that.
We can't.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Wait, what kind of truck is yours?
Ford.
Yeah, okay, then again. I have a question.
Okay, just a second. Miss Murphy's going to make sure my sound is all the way up. Okay, here we go.
You can understand, it's about as small as a grain of sand. When you bite through at lunchtime, it's about the thickness of a dime.
A staple from side to side is about a centimeter wide. A fingernail on a girl or guy is about a centimeter high.
A school bus was diameter is about 1 meter, and a meter is about as far as the length of a guitar.
10 soccer fields in a row, about a kilometer you'll go. It's about how far you walk if you cross 12 city blocks. Imagine holding a grain of sand, or a marble in your hand. Your hand from the floor, a 10-minute walk on the shore.
Okay.
Don't do it again.
We don't have time today, but maybe tomorrow, okay? They talked about when you're measuring, you can also measure not only like the length of something, but you can measure weight, and that's why they were talking about grams. And then you can also measure liquid, and that's called the capacity, and then that would be like liters. So they talked about the millimeter, which is actually smaller than a centimeter, and that's like a grain of sand. If you look right now on your ruler, find the centimeters. And you guys see all those little lines between your numbers 1, 2, 3, 4. Do you see all those? Yeah, those are millimeters. It's like a grain of sand. They're so tiny. And it's like a fraction of a centimeter. Okay? So those are millimeters. And then you have your centimeters. And on the video, what did they say a centimeter is about? Kaden.
10 millimeters.
10 millimeters. Yes, they did say that. So they said a centimeter, Kaden, or 10 millimeters. Mrs. Murphy's just going to make it short mm. Is equal to 1 centimeter. And centimeter is abbreviated, and I forgot to tell you guys that, with a cm. Okay? So Kaden's right. 10 of those little millimeters is 1 centimeter. Now, 1 centimeter is like a marble, the width of a marble. And they also said a staple. You guys all have staples in your papers. Look right now at your staple. Going across. Carson, are you looking at your staple? That is a centimeter too, about. Do you guys want to measure it with your rulers?
I did.
Is it about a centimeter?
It's this exact.
Ooh, exactly a centimeter. Cool.
No, it's not true.
Okay, it's about. We'll use the word about. Now, if they said, if you have 100 centimeters, you have a meter, and their example was like, was it a wheel on the school bus?
Yeah.
Yeah, the wheel on the school bus, or, yeah. Or they even said, did you guys see the door on there?
Mason,
Let's look over
pick
here
up
at
your
our door.
mask. Well, I'm gonna throw it away.
Okay, look at Mrs. Murphy's in the second grade door. What do you guys think?
Pretty close.
Almost exactly.
Almost exactly. The handle, right? Is almost
What about
perfect.
that bubble? Like the bubble on
The
the.
hand sanitizer? Oh, are you talking about centimeters, Brooklyn? Yeah. Okay, we're on to meters though. Okay, now, how many of these did they say it would take to get to a kilometer? That's the biggest measurement we use. Addie?
1,000.
1,000, good job. So we need 1,000 kilometers, 1,000 meters to get to a kilometer. And second graders, a meter is just abbreviated with an M. And a kilometer, what do you think a kilometer is abbreviated as?
KM.
KM. Yep. Okay. All right. So, the good thing about this system is everything starts with a 1 and ends with a 0. So it's very easy to add and to convert. In our system, the U.S. customary system, it's hard because we have to add like 12 plus 12 plus 12. Or 3 plus 3 plus 3 to get feet. So it's very hard in our system. So that's why a lot of countries use this system because it's a lot easier. Okay, let's get to our worksheet. Put your name at the top. If it isn't on there yet, go ahead and do it.
I didn't know that we had a I can still see Miss Murphy. Miss Murphy.
Okay. Now, we're going to practice measuring with centimeters. So get your ruler out and make sure you're on the centimeter side at the top. And the first thing you're going to measure is this. Who knows what this is called? Lila?
It's called like isn't it called well, they have a couple names for it, but it's a birdie.
It's a birdie. Yep, that's one name for it, a birdie. I think there's another name. like a shuttlecock or something like that. Am I right, Mrs. Watt and Mrs. Stewart? I don't use that name a lot because I call her a birdie. But I
That's what
think-
my dad said.
Yep.
No.
That's another name for it. So, make sure you put your ruler at, see how the arrow is going across at the two little lines? And I want you to measure in centimeters. How long is that? We'll call it a birdie. Okay, I'm going to draw some sticks to make it fair. And there was 3 people that didn't get to go first yesterday. Ingrid, would you come up here first? Okay, you measure and let's see if Ingrid gets the right measurement. And if you get the right measurement. First, are you measuring? Okay. And Ingrid, you can't use your ruler on my clever touch. Do you remember why? Because it won't work. So you're gonna have to measure on your paper and then come up here. Okay. Person. Okay. Remember, mine is enlarged, so it's not the actual size. Yeah, it's bigger.
Kind of by the 10.
Okay, it is. We'll say it's 10 centimeters.
I thought it was 11.
Okay, it's about 10. Good job. Okay, look at this next thing over here. What is this, Wyatt? Wow. Can you tell us what it is first? The ball, the ping pong ball, because there's the paddle. What do you think? How many centimeters? 3. Did the rest of you get 3 centimeters?
Yes!
Okay, good. Okay, 3 centimeters for the ping pong ball. Now let's go on to the golf ball. Who was the other one that didn't get to go? Corla. Corla, it's you. Then I'll draw sticks. Okay, so Corla's going to do the golf ball. Okay, 4. Okay, come up here, write it. Good job. Corla got 4 for the golf ball. Did you guys too? 4. Yes. Good. All right, now let's go on to the golf tee. So the tee that you put your ball on. I'm going to draw a stick, and we'll see if this person can come up. How about Briley? All right, let's see if Briley has the right measurement for this for centimeters.
I got 5. Can I put my stick? I got 5.
Good job, 5 centimeters.
Riley, I said.
Okay, flip your page to the guided practice. Okay, flip to the next page. Put your pencils down, rulers down, and eyes up here. Just waiting for a few friends to follow directions. Eyes up here. Mason on the right side, please. You're not on the right side of your paper. Okay, it says use a centimeter ruler to measure in centimeters. Use a meter stick to measure in meters. Okay, so if you want to measure in centimeters, you're going to use your ruler. If you're going to measure in meters, you need a meter stick, not a yardstick, because this yardstick does not have meters on it. There are 100 centimeters in a meter. Okay, here's your helpful hint. Use centimeters to measure shorter objects. So if I'm going to measure something small, like a paper clip or a staple, I'm going to use centimeters. Okay, if it's a bigger item like your desk or my desk or the whiteboard or the cover touch, then I'm going to use a meter stick to measure. If you look here, this paper clip is how many centimeters long? What do you think, Charlotte? 5. So everybody trace that on their paper. 5 centimeters long.
No, to make it really wild.
Okay. Now, we are going to have to stop our lesson. We'll have to finish it tomorrow because we need to go down and practice for the spring music program practice. Okay? Now, we are not going to go to the bathroom because we just went like 20 minutes ago and nobody should have to go. We will go to the bathrooms after the program practice before Phi Ed though. Okay, I'll give you a break before then. We're going to leave this on our desk. If by chance we get done early, if it doesn't take the whole hour, it might not. We'll come back and work on it as a whole group. Okay? You don't need your water bottles. You just need yourself. So finally push your chair and line up.